One more time. How's everybody doing? Oh, I like that energy. I'm just going to do a continuation of what my sister, Alana Nicole, was just speaking about, and that's a sense of community. The reason why we're here is because of a social ill, a problem. Homelessness and poverty, right? That is a social construct systematically and intentionally designed to keep a segment of people disadvantaged so that other groups of people can be at an advantage. Are we clear? Right. So, with that being said, is we have to continue to not only do initiatives like this, but also understanding that in the area of resources, our people need more resources. This is part of the reason of why we're starving and why we are suffering and why we are disenfranchised, because of the lack of resources, not only the ones that we don't have, but there are those resources that we have amongst us that we're not maximizing the potential of what we do have. I'm an artist, but I'm not here to rap. You know, my name is Poet D, but back to what I was saying is that we have to get to practical solutions, right? I think to do things that are practical and to acknowledge process is becoming a lost art today. We have become a part of a society that we want instant gratification. We want things that are just a quick turn. Not understanding that there is no simple one step, all you have to do solution to our issue as a people. There is a process, and I understand that it gets hard because what we see out here is something that's going to continue to go on until we realize our proper place. Our enemy is going to do their job. It is their job to disorient us. It is their job to destroy us. It is their job to murder us. It is their job to murder your children. And if you do not understand that, you are doing your children a disservice. So with that being said, is that we must understand that they are doing their job. When we keep wanting to question the police department about procedures or different police departments, they are doing what they were designed to do ever since they were slave catchers. So we have to understand what we must do. We must lose the illusions and understand that the only thing that we have is us. And we have to learn how to love. We have to learn how to trust again. We have to learn how to be vulnerable again. We have to learn how to be able to share with each other in our pain. Because a lot of us, we are in pain, and I am not excluded from that. We must come together and bond. But not just bond for the sake of doing it, but work towards building more sustainable solutions that are in our communities right now. I live in the hood. If there's other people that live in the hood, why are we not opening up some of our homes to be able to run an after-school program to redirect some of that energy that is going on in the neighborhood with our children? With all that being said, these things will continue. It's a never-ending cycle. And when we look at our history as a people, whenever we closely look at it, we can always see that when the men in the community are not standing up, we run amok. And I know a lot of brothers, we like to use black women as a scapegoat for the selfishness and for the BS that's within us as men. I know that firsthand, that a lot of brothers who are male chauvinists supposed to be uplifting women. And we like to use women. Well, this is how she raised her children. Women want to do this. Women don't, Men, we got to get off our knees, because that's one of the biggest problems that's going on in the community, in the world with black people today, is the men, we are on our knees. And I don't care how anybody feel about it. It's the truth. If anybody can prove me wrong, I'm open to that. But brothers, I love you as well. So I didn't come up here to bash men. I didn't come up here to bash anyone. I just came up here to speak my truth, how it has been taught to me and how I understand it from my observations while I've been on this earth. Other than that, I would like to say, everyone, please have a good time. Let's connect. Let's build. But let's get away from just doing talking. Let's get to some work. Even if it's a small solution, a small one. There's no problem with that. Starting off with something small, because sometimes I think we get overwhelmed by things that are going on around us, and it's so complex, and the task just seems so gigantic and enormous, we don't know how to start. We got to start at the smallest level. Work that smallest level. Do it until you run into a brick wall, and then you assess why did you hit that brick wall, and then you learn, and then you talk with other people who are informed or even more informed and more intelligent than you, and then maybe you can push it a little bit further, and being around like-minded people who is going to lift your spirits and not be of a burden to you. We all have issues, right? But we have to be around people who are willing to tolerate our issues, and we're able to keep a community standard to what we do. So last and short thing I want to say is that we must acknowledge process. If you can only put in 10% at a time, put in that 10%. Don't throw it off to a 0 because you can't do it the way that you want to do it. Everybody have a blessed day. Peace.